Hey, good morning, everybody. Welcome to Haiku Friday. Today is March 24th, 2023. Um, yes, I'm not poolside today. That was great while it lasted, but I'm back here amidst it's sunny out. Let's give it that. It's sunny out. I've got my garden starts growing in the basement. We're doing all we can. All we can. So, but you know what? Let's bring a little bit of spring via the magic of haiku, shall we? Let's. Okay. Um, Here are three for 324, Don Q writes. First one, cat on the table. Hungry looks are aimed my way. Nibbles through the day. Oh, rhyme in there too. Nice. Okay. Second one from Don Q. Winters last lovely. One more fragrant specimen, petals on the floor. Yep, not the petals, but petals, as in flower petals. And this he writes, this is for our friend Tom with an homage to Simon and Garfunkel. 10 long days later, gee, it's great to be back home. It's where he belongs. Uh, Yes, yes. Welcome back, Tom. I'm glad you're you're feeling better, and I bet you're feeling great. Actually, that's what I hear from people who have um, heart surgery. I hear that afterwards they feel pretty dang good. All right, and then Don Q says sunnier days are on the way. Maybe for you. Um, Tornado Alley and the back streets of LA. Climate change, indeed. Yes. I mean, it's nice that they've kind of they backed off. I guess we've already kind of lost the war on climate change in a way. And so they're just, we had the war on Christmas, we had the war on climate change. Now, the war on LGBT people, blah, blah, blah. It's just kind of what they do, isn't it? So, yeah. So maybe we can sneak, maybe while the focus is on some other BS thing, we can go ahead and take care of climate change. That's my hope. All right. Phew, okay. Okay. Now that was the three, but you know what? Don Q couldn't stop. So here we go. Uh, he has one more. Alexa, please play while my guitar gently weeps. I weep less gently. Yes. Yeah, I hear you, buddy. Okay, thanks, Don Q. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Okay, now this one's from Rico-san. And our here we go. I'm just gonna read it because it's pretty explanatory. If you live around here. Our simple Kathy. It's all about fentanyl and it's Biden's fault. Yes. Yep. But yes, so Kathy McMorris Rogers, McMorrow, as she's affectionately called, is our House of Representatives Republican. Very much, uh, I would say she fits really well in with the QAnon right wing folks, big time. Uh, she was kind of a harbinger of things to come, and we have her. So, you know what I think? I think eventually the war of rationality is going to win out against irrational actors. I'm hoping. I'm hoping we can just drop the D's and the R's and the conservatives and the liberals, and let's just stick with some truthfulness and solve some problems. But thank you, Rika-san. I'm very editorializing this morning. I don't know what's gotten into me. Um, yeah, okay. Maybe it's this hatchet lighting, which I accidentally did. I didn't turn on all my lights in the studio. I'm looking at a very weird painting I'm working on right now, as always. Okay, here we go. This one's from Bill. Bill up in the great white north. It's spring equinox, days getting longer, faster, rushing into spring. Man, the further north you go, that spring is an amazing thing, isn't it? An amazing when summer is here, you've never seen anything like it. Well, especially I remember going to Alaska years ago and seeing cabbage that were the size of beach balls. I mean, just incredibly big cabbage. Uh, yes, I like big cabbage, and I cannot lie. So, thank you, everybody. And now I will read mine. Shall I? They are what they eat. Monsters love fear and anger. Don't give it to them. Really don't. Don't feed the monsters. All right, here we go. Uh, Now that concludes the artistic portion of this program, the reading of the haikus. If you would like to stick around to hear what I've been up to, uh, please do, because I'm going to tell you. I'm going to tell you whether you like it or whether you like it or not. I'm going to tell you, and you can don't listen. Just turn it off. Go get out of here. All right. Okay, if you're still sticking around, I'll tell you what's happening. Last week I was in Palm Springs. Yes, that's of course why I was sitting by a pool and talking to you last week poolside. That was right before we left. So we've been home a week, traveled down there fast, traveled back fast. Usually it seems like we go to Palm Springs back before 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 the coronavirus. We were traveling to Palm Springs like every other year. Like to do that again. That was really it's fun down there. So many things to do. There is the hiking is phenomenal. You stay downtown. If you can stay downtown, you simply walk out your hotel and you walk over to where the art museum is, which is right there on right a couple blocks, no matter where you are. And then there's a trail that takes you up into the mountains, and you can hike if you wanted to. You could hike up to where the tram takes people up to really high up in the mountains where it's snowy and it's like you're back in Spokane, really. Except for I think they've got more snow right now. And I think if you lived in Palm Springs, you'd want to have like a year-long pass to that tram thing because it would get pretty doggone hot there in the summertime. But it was so nice, and the people were so kind. Big LGBT spot out there in down there in Palm Springs. Very and of course a lot of old people, which I guess I'm becoming an old person now, which is better than not becoming an old person. So that was fun. We went to we did hiked in Joshua Tree. We went to the Salton Sea. My gosh, look it up sometime, Salton Sea, and you'll see all sorts of conflicting information. There's still websites that say it's the best fishing in the world. Um, there were all these resorts there in the 50s and 60s. It was going to be the Riviera of California, but of course it didn't become that. I just lost my screen. I don't know what happened. I think I'm still live. I don't know, but all to say, all to say that here I'm going to see what's going on here because it's kind of disconcerting. Let's give it a go. So yeah, and then it was like an ecological disaster, really. And the salinity in the Salton Sea is now twice of that of the ocean, so there's no fish. Even though you'll walk around and see these signs saying, "If you like to fish, this is the best fishery in the world around the Salton Sea," and it's not true. It's just it's really beautiful in a weird way. I mean, there's just it's anyway. Salton Sea was great. I'd go back there in a heartbeat. Um, oh, we went to the Palm Springs Air Museum, which was great. If you don't know me, I I got my pilot's license when I was 17 or 18. I can't remember. I think it was 18. I was working at Denny's full time. And a day of working at Denny's as a dishwasher, then a cook, would pay for basically an hour worth of flying with an instructor. You'd make 30 bucks in a day, and I parlayed that into an hour's worth of flight time. So it takes you 40 hours to become a pilot, or at least did then. So I did that. And of course, Air Force, all that stuff. It's all history now, but I have always really liked airplanes. That's because my dad was a pilot, and he took me up on a small airplane when I was 2 years old. And it just, there's something about it that I find very freeing, very fun. So, yeah, so we did that. And it was kind of interesting because when we went there, the guy at the counter, you could tell he called me sir and all that stuff and misgendered me. But I'm at this point where I just really don't care that much. Maybe that's just how I felt at the time. Um, and then we went through the museum, which we needed another couple hours. It was so big, so cool. Um, but when we got done, uh, my wife and I bought our grandson a present there for his birthday. And, we I was kinda kidding around with the guy at the cash register, and it seemed like, oh, things had gotten better. And then I mentioned that, "Oh, yeah, I used to fly B-52s. It'd be neat if you had some B-52 stuff." I was a bombardier. I was a navigator, then a radar navigator, bombardier and B-52s. And it was so weird. It was like his affect instantly changed, like, "No, wait a minute. I put you people in this kind of box. You shouldn't be in this box of people who actually do jobs like fly." So, or serve our country, or whatever you want to call it. It was kind of like it was weird for him. So I thought that was kind of an interesting thing. We visited my sister Barb and her boyfriend Corky. They were down there. That was a lot of fun. Ate a lot of dates. That was good. Temperature was like 60 to 80 degrees, and we got rained on in the desert, and it was wonderful. Ate a lot of good vegan food while we were down there. I have been eating mostly vegan, which means I look at food a lot differently. I know there's like a ritual aspect to it. One of the reasons I was more or less vegetarian going into the fire department, but then um, number one, I needed a lot more protein than what I was getting, and number two, I realized sharing a meal with some people eating a common food is a very I need that social connection with people. So, um, and these are my friends, so I'm not going to eat something different. And so, and I'm still that way now. I will make myself vegan food. If I have the opportunity to eat it at a restaurant, I'll eat that. But if I come over to your house, you serve me a steak, I'm going to eat that steak. Probably not the whole thing, and I'll bring it home. But because I want to share a meal with people. So, anyways, long story short, we ate a lot of good food there. I've been painting, like I said. I'm working on a really strange. I think it's strange. I'm looking at it right now. Picture of the painting of the Moulin Rouge. Lots of little stories going on there. So look for that. Look for that. That'll be coming. I did a MAC focus group, Museum of Arts and Cultures, which is our local museum in Spokane that Sarah and I have been members of for quite a few years. And we really love it. Love the thing. If you haven't been to the MAC, you should. It has very cool cultural, beautiful, fun stuff for kids, stuff for adults, and the art is extremely inspiring there. So that was fun to be able to participate in the Mac focus group yesterday. And then last night we went to go see my friend Pam Kingsley. She's a playwright, director, actor, does all that stuff. She has a new play that they were workshopping called Minister of Sorrow. And so Sarah and I went and saw that last night and got to participate in that, discussion um, with everybody, and so that was blast. So life is good here in Spokane. I've been running a lot more. In fact, I'll get out there today and run not as far as I have been running, but just to kind of get the creaks out of my bones, and so that's kind of it. And I apologize if this went a little bit long. I think that may be why my monitor stopped up there because I did go a little bit long. So I thank you all. Thanks for tuning into Haiku Friday and send me your haikus. And I will speak with you soon again. Bye now.